What's up, guys? This is Galila for SNGogrinders.com. This is a 12-buck 180 hand history review. Spoiler alert, I only get 4th place in it, but I think it's a good game to go over because it kind of dives into how to chip up when you really need to. I'll flip through the beginning kind of fast as usual. However, there's some stuff that seems standard on the surface level that maybe it's not so standard after all, like this. Oh, you have a set. You should probably shove. Okay, that's great. But let's pretend we don't have a set here. What if you have, I don't know, ace queen, say you limp behind or something like that. Maybe you raise ace queen after a limper. It doesn't really matter. But in this hand, the important thing to notice is the strength of Poker Lame's raise right here, because he's saying, I will never fold. And that's the reason we should shove here. We don't shove just because we have a set of nines. It's because we have a set of nines combined with the fact that this guy's betting size is just so damn strong. Okay? Likely so. Cool. Ship the cheese. Here, I think nothing really happens. I win the pot. I guess we just check it down. So that's boring. I'll jump forward. You'll notice that I cut out the sides of the replayer, trying to save on some video space. Seen some other guys do it, so I'm testing it out. So pretty standard raise right here. This is just what my table ninja is set on at the moment. Anywhere from 3 to 375 I think is fine. Even 400 is fine. Heck, 450 is fine too. What's interesting here is the flop is really dry, so I decided to check. I had a nice turn card. Great. Now, there are some draws that appear here. There's some gutters. There's some diamond draws. It is important to note that we do have the ace of diamonds. So if someone does have a diamond draw, it's going to be like a king, jack, high diamond draw. And I guess since this guy's in the big blind, he could have any 2 diamonds right here. It'd be much different than the guy who flat called the raise on the button. If this guy has a diamond draw, it's much more likely to be 2 diamonds that are actually some type of playable hand, like 10 jack of diamonds, something like that. So I put in a raise here. Maybe I could have made it a little bit more. I was trying to make it more in relation to the pot, so I think I could have made it more. He calls, and so now it's just a question of, okay, once he checks the river, I don't think he has a diamond flush because most guys will just lead that out. So at this point, it really looks like he has a queen, so I was trying to figure out what bet size would make a queen call in a situation like that. If he has something like king jack for a gutter, maybe he won't call at all. So I decided to run half pot, and he mucked. Okay, this one, a good reg shoves here for 6x, ace 9 suited is a no-brainer call. So he has queen jack, and we hold. It's really nice. Here it's folded around to us. Our opponent only has about 1,700 chips. King 8 is definitely plus EV. It's probably unexploitable versus that stack depth. So I shove it in. He goes with king 10, which sucks. And just to rub it in my face, I hit an 8 on the river. But I lose anyway. But it seems pretty standard. Here I don't get a chance to do anything because this guy opens. Here I decided to open small. It kind of helps that Melbourne Joe is sitting there, a really good player, and you'll see him in a bit. He'll come up. Now, what's important about this hand is, what do you do post-flop? Now, usually I could recommend on 2 high Broadway cards like this on the flop, just be careful. And that's exactly why I don't c-bet there. It hits so much stuff in a flat caller's range. And then he bets really strong, so we fold. So nothing happens here. If folded here, it seems like a pretty standard jam. It's one thing to talk to your friends and say, oh, shove ATC, that's what they say in the forum. It's another thing to actually do it. I would recommend doing it. Not always, but seems like a pretty clear-cut situation right there. Here's definitely a shove too. I guess you could raise normal as well. Either one is fine. So I went for a min raise here. He shoves. Obviously we call. And that's great for us. Okay, so easy fold. Just going to pop it here. So anywhere, from like min raise to 2.5x is usually my standard, somewhere in there. So my table ninja bet. And they fold. This is an interesting hand. We get a shove from not only a regular. There's a difference. There's regulars, and then there's Melbourne Joes. He is pretty much awesome. if one word to describe him. And against an awesome player, I think you can call here with King 7 pretty easily in this situation. Owned. But I love his shove, obviously. Good. Glad he hits the nuts. He deserves it. But I really like my call too, because I expect to see worse hands than King 7 in his range, because he's an awesome guy.